All right, here we're gonna go over a few drills off the tee. All right, now remember, when we're working on tee work, it's important to pick one specific aspect of the swing. All right, I don't think it does a real good job just to set baseball after baseball and just let your kid just take hacks and takes hacks. All right, so I'm gonna run through maybe 15, 20 swings, and I'm gonna specifically work on front hand. All right, then I'm gonna do maybe 15, 20, 30, 40 swings on the backhand. And then I maybe work on nothing but load and separate. All right, then I may work on hand-eye coordination. So this will show you a little kind of what we like to do, what you're gonna see us work on in practice as well. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use this little front hand bat. Like I said, if you don't have a little bat like this, if you have an old little T-ball bat, your son can do the same thing, just maybe by gripping higher up on their bat like this and still ripping through with that front arm. All right, so what we're specifically looking for is driving that front elbow through the ball in tight and snapping that wrist through the ball. All right, here we go. There we go. Make sure your son's not so far away from the plate. All right, there's obviously a little short bat, so you got to get a little closer to the tee. All right, we don't want him to see him extending out. All right, there we go. There we go. That's what we call front hand drill. All right, now what we use, you can use this same bat if you want, if you have this insider bat. Now we work on backhand drill. And what we're really focusing on here is when we swing, we want our elbows to stay in tight. We talk to the boys all the time about throwing your hands. When they go to swing, if they throw their hands out like this and their elbows extend away from their body, they're gonna lose all their power, all right? You retain all your power when your elbow stays in tight right here. And this is what we're working on this drill, is keeping that back elbow in tight, all right? Here we go, backhand only, here we go. There we go. Once again, I'm just using some wiffle balls, hitting them into the net. There we go. All right, now I can use that same bat, and now I'm gonna work on the load and separate, all right? And what I call this is a load, separate, pause, and then explode through the baseball. So what I'm looking for here, this is gonna be a full swing, but I wanna see a load and separate, and I wanna see a pause with the boys able to hold their weight back. If they load and separate and then their weight comes forward a little bit, we lost momentum, we lost power, right? So I want to see them be able to load and separate, and then from here, they should be able to pause, and then it's an explosion right into the baseball. This will help them with timing down the road. If they're not able to time up a big old leg kick on their swing, they can just load and separate, and then all they have to do is go for the ball, all right? So I'm going to say load and separate, pause, explode. Load and separate, pause, explode. There we go. Now, through this, I'm looking for the load and separate. I'm gonna remind them of staying balanced, staying leaned into the baseball. All right, here we go. Load and separate. There we go. Now, on that load and separate, we're watching for that good attack angle. I'm watching to make sure they're turning that knob and it's pointed about here at the imaginary catcher's face mask. All right, and that they're keeping their weight back. They're not rocking back and then rocking forward and then swinging. All right, one more time. One more time. We're gonna load, separate, pause. I'm looking at the attack angle, it's good. Boom, now we explode, lean into the baseball. There we go. All right, now, last thing we can do with the tee. There we go with the baseball here. If you're just gonna take some cuts with real baseball, all right, now I'm gonna take one specific aspect. I'm gonna say, okay, Carver, we're gonna work on getting a good lean into the ball. Meaning, when you swing, we're not swinging back on our heels. We're out over the ball, our chest and our head are down. All right, here we go. We're just gonna take a couple cuts, work on a good lean. This is just a full swing. There we go. Obviously, that was a little too much lean, all right? As you fall forward, all right? You can still lean a little forward and stay balanced. There we go. Stay balanced. We want to stay balanced as much as we can. There we go. Okay, another drill we can do with the net is we get our little hit stick here. We get our little baseballs right here. This is more of a timing drill. All right, this is the boys. It's a hand-eye coordination drill and a timing drill. So when you're tossing balls, all right, give your son a timing mechanism. So I'll hold the ball out like this, I'll drop it down, and I'll toss it up every time. And you want to do that same technique every time, and that gets them used to timing up when your son's in the batter's box, you know, we're teaching them to time up that pitcher and memorize his mechanics so he can time that up. This is no different, as opposed to just you just sitting here just throwing stuff up. However, give them a timing mechanism to watch, and that'll help them. All right, so we start right here. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And like I said, told the boys, if you can hit this every time with a little skinny little bat and a little skinny ball, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to hit it with a big 2 3/4 inch bat in a full-size baseball. But either way, that's just a few individualized little drills, and if you Google or go onto YouTube, you can find a bunch of other drills to do off of a tee. But the main thing to remember is when you're working off a tee, pick 1, maybe 2 pieces of the swing to work on per drill.